whenever. Really thanks to you, Dr. Shardajan ma'am, for enlightening us finally. And now we have Dr. Jyoti Agarwal. She's going to talk on genital ulcer. She's the president of East Delhi Gynae Forum. She's from Lady Harding's, gold medalist, a very gentle person. Over to you, Dr. Jyoti Agarwal.
Yeah, a very cozy good afternoon to all of you. I'll just start sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. Malti, is it okay? Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So now we come to the third part of it, that is the syndromic approach for genital ulcers. Before I go into the details, let me just introduce the topic that WHO recommends that the term STD should be replaced by the term STIs, and we don't use the term STDs anymore because STI incorporates asymptomatic infections also. Nearly 2/3 of all STIs occur in younger people who are less than 25 years of age. This is so because this age is, they want to experiment all sort of things and hence they'll end up with STIs. WHO also estimates that approximately 340 million new cases occur every year, and out of these 340 million, 75 to 80% of them are in developing countries. This means 10% of adults are infected with new STIs each year. As far as the ulcerative syndrome is concerned, 85 to 90% is because of herpes simplex. Slightly more than 1%, the culprit is syphilis, and others, that is chancroid, lymphogranuloma venereum, and granuloma inguinale, is almost less than 1%. This is about the epidemiology. Studies have also shown that HIV and STI are closely related. A person having STI has a much higher risk, almost 4 to 10 times, of acquiring HIV from an infected partner, and it is more so with an ulcerative type of STI, because HIV can pass easily through ulcers. That is, whenever there is a discontinuity in the skin and the mucous membranes, the transmission is easy and rapid. The genital ulcer disease is categorized by any ulcerative lesion, which may be erosive, pustular, or vesicular, and it may or may not be associated with regional lymphadenopathy. My friends have been talking about the syndromic case management, and we all do understand that today syndromic case management, as advocated by WHO, is the cornerstone of the treatment of STI. And why do I say so? Because syndromic care approach provides immediate treatment on the first visit. As soon as the patient comes, the treatment is started. We don't have to wait for any lab reports. Even if we do lab reports, they are minimal or very little. And this is a very effective management for the STIs. It prevents complications. As far as a female partner is concerned, the complications may be either infertility or pregnancy-related complications, that is abortions, stillbirths, premature births. So all this can be prevented. It decreases spread to the uninfected partner and reinfection in the same partner, and it's a very good opportunity to educate patients. So it goes hand in hand with other important components like counseling, partner treatment, condom promotion, and offering for HIV testing. The treatment has been standardized by NACO through pre-packed color-coded STI drug kits. We have 7 kits like this, each with a different color and each for a different syndrome, and each contains the treatment in it and the total number of the tablets for the total number of the duration. This has been done to simplify the thing, because as ma'am has been repeatedly saying, at peripheral health centers where the low resource settings are, we don't need to MD doctors or anything. Anybody can treat by just knowing the color, कि ये वाला color इस वाली syndrome में देना है. Now coming to the genital ulcer disease, what do? We take a good history examination as we do for any other patient. The most important is the sexual history and the travel history. Then we assess the risk. We determine the number of the ulcers. Very simple, whether the ulcer is single or multiple. If it is single, we treat for syphilis and chancroid. If there are multiple lesions, we treat for herpes. If the lesions are recurrent or they are associated with vesicles, then we treat for herpes. Otherwise, treat for chancroid and syphilis. Then review the patient after 7 days. If the ulcer has cured, well and good. If the ulcer has not cured even after 7 days, then we need to refer to a higher center. And this is a very good opportunity, as my friends have been repeatedly saying, but I still want to reinforce that we need to educate and counsel the patient. We offer partner management and promote safe sex and provide condoms. Now, as far as the genital ulcer disease is concerned, there are 3 main diseases: syphilis, herpes, and chancroid. The others are very small. But here I want to know, how many of us do we see syphilis these days? As far as I remember, the last syphilitic ulcer I have seen is during my MBBS days, during my skin and the VD posting. We don't see syphilis much. What we see is a treated patient of syphilis, maybe with the VDRL still positive, and the typical ulcers or the typical secondary stage of the syphilis and the tertiary is not seen. And this is because we gynecologists use doxycycline left and right. And this is the magic drug. Even if we don't know whether the patient is having any STD or not, doxycycline for 2 to 3 weeks has done the magic. Many a times we give it to the lady, the wife, doxy de dete hain ki apne aap husband ko bhi khila dijiyega. And that is why we don't see so many cases. How does syphilis look like? Syphilis, to begin with, it starts with the initial sore, and the ulcer is sharply defined with rounded borders, and it has an infected base. These are the cases of the secondary and the tertiary syphilis. I'm not going into that detail. Syphilis, if you palpate the ulcer, it has a very hard induration all around it, and it has typically given the buttonhole appearance. And if we see a patient with multiple vesicles all over, that means we are dealing with herpes. The ulcers in herpes are usually grouped as unlike syphilis, where we see single ulcer, and they are shallow ulcer. They are not very deep, and they have a red base, erythematous base hota hai inka. It can be seen on the oral cavity and the upper part. Herpes simplex is of 2 types, type 1 virus and the type 2 virus. Type 1 is responsible above the lesions above the umbilicus, and type 2 is responsible for lesions below the umbilicus. Chancroid is the third most common thing. We see a single ulcer just like syphilis, but we need to differentiate it from the syphilis on clinical examination. It shows undermined ragged edges and a purulent dirty gray base. As far as how to differentiate between syphilis and chancroid, both have solitary ulcer, both are punched out lesions. This is on palpation. If we see something very hard all around the ulcer, that means syphilis, and that is why syphilis is also known as a hard chancre. Whereas chancroid mein soft margins hote hain, there is no induration, and this is known as a soft chancre. So without doing any test clinically, at PHC, we can say whether we are dealing with syphilis or chancroid. Donovenosis gives you an elevated, irregular spread like a cauliflower red, and it bleeds on touch. And lymphogranuloma venereum, this causes very superficial ulcers. It causes more of lymphadenopathy, and my friend will be dealing more about this. So after seeing all these pictures, to sum up the ulcer characteristics, clinically, we need to see 2 main things, the pain and the number. Is there any associated pain? If the lesion is painful, that means we have to rule out chancroid and genital herpes. We have to treat either chancroid and genital herpes. Then out of these 2, what depends upon the number, because chancroid is single and genital herpes is multiple. So if you see multiple painful lesions, give the treatment of herpes. If you see single painful lesion, give the treatment of chancroid. And syphilis is painless, and others are also painless. I hope I am clear about the clinical differences between different kinds of ulcers. As Madam said, I am a big fan of Modi ji, and I would recommend that this Yojana is really very good. It provides quality medicines at affordable prices for all. जो peripheral health center में तो हमको नाको वाले पैकेट्स मिलते हैं, but suppose we need to buy medicine, we can definitely use this, and it is available widespread all over Delhi. सब नुक्कड़ corners पे मिलता है. Now coming to the treatment part, as I said, if you see painful multiple ulcer, acyclovir is a treatment of choice. Various dosage regimes is available, but the easiest is 400 milligrams 3 times daily for 7 days. If multiple ulcers are not seen, I said treat for syphilis and chancroid. But if both ulcers, there may be some patients who may have both kind of ulcers, herpetic as well as non-herpetic. Then or if we are not able to differentiate whether it is an herpetic ulcer or a non-herpetic ulcer, it is better to treat. For recurrent herpes, herpes is known to recurrence. Almost 80% of the time it recurs, and then we need to again give acyclovir. And suppose the patient has more than 6 recurrences in 1 year, we need to give a suppressive therapy in the form of 400 milligrams twice a day, continuously for 6 months to 1 year. Then only it will subside, otherwise it will remain dormant in the sacral ganglions.
इसको रिपीट करो, इसको रिपीट करो इनके लिए.
Yes, please. Herpes is known for its recurrences. 80 to 85% of the time it recurs. The primary attack is always more severe than the recurrent attacks. But we need to give a suppressive therapy for the recurrent attacks so as to prevent herpes of remaining dormant in the sacral ganglions. And for this, we have to give continuously. I repeat the word continuously for at least 6 months. It may extend till 1 year. And this is acyclovir. To cover syphilis, we used to give benzathine penicillin, but because of high drug sensitivity and we use doxycycline, which is as effective. We give 100 milligrams twice daily for recommended by CDC. Yes, please. For chancroid, azithromycin or cephalosporin is good enough. 1 gram orally, single dose. This is just a single dose. Granuloma inguinal, again doxycycline. Lymphogranuloma, again doxycycline. So you see, doxycycline is a magic drug for all kinds of STDs. When do we need to refer to a higher center? If the patient is not responding to treatment, if genital ulcers are coexistent with HIV, or if there is a recurrent lesion, or whenever there is a doubt, it's better to take opinion from a higher center. Syndromic approach also gives guidelines for the partner management, and in case of ulcers, we need to treat all the partners who are in contact with the client in the last 3 months. Partners should be treated for syphilis and chancroid. In case of herpes, if the partner is asymptomatic and there are no clinical signs of herpes, then the partner need not be treated. Suppose the patient is pregnant and she happens to land up with an STI and she is positive with RPR, then we need to give erythromycin 500 milligrams 4 times a day for 15 days. During pregnancy, erythromycin estolate is contraindicated because of hepatotoxicity. Only ethyl succinate should be used during pregnancy. And if the mother is positive, neonate also needs to be treated for syphilis. As far as herpes is concerned, women with herpetic lesions at the onset of labor should be delivered by LSCS to prevent neonatal herpes. Acyclovir may be administered orally to pregnant women with first episode of genital herpes or with severe recurrent herpes. Now, what to give for post-exposure protection against chancroid? Vancomycin 1 gram empty stomach along with tablet cefixime 400 milligrams orally after food. Azithromycin is empty stomach and this is after food. But if the body weight is less than 45 kg, we need to give azithromycin 20 milligrams per kg. And she should always be offered testing for HIV and hepatitis. That is do viral markers for her.
Your screen is not here.
Repeat.
नहीं आगे चलो आगे.
Pregnant हो गया. This is my last slide. Why I was saying this 1 gram single dose empty stomach along with tablet cefixime 400 milligrams after the food. But if it's less than 45 kg, then we need to give 20 milligrams per kg of azithromycin and do viral markers to rule out HIV and hepatitis B. My last slide, this is very important slide because this one single slide gives you the entire syndromic case management of all the 7 syndromes. इसमें 7 boxes बनी है, इसमें syndrome का नाम लिखा है, उसके symptoms लिखे हैं, उसका ड्रग का ट्रीटमेंट है, पैकेज है, एंड नीचे ऑरेंज बार में you can see whether the partner needs to be treated or not, and gives you the rest of the considerations. And this has been given by NACO, and it's available at the Suraksha Clinic. Suraksha clinics are the clinic where we treat for the STIs. And Malti has made a presentation. We'll be sharing it in the group of this one slide. We have made 7-8 slides out of one slide, which is complete in itself. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jyoti Agarwal. This was an excellent talk.
I would like, Dr. Divya, once you permit, I would like to add few things.
Yes, very much, Dr. Ruby Bansal. You are most welcome. First, I would like to invite Dr. Kishore Rajorkar to give his expert comments.
I think it was a wonderful presentation by Dr. Jyoti. I just want to say one thing.
Stop sharing
Hello, Dr. Jyoti. Very nice presentation, and I just want to say that when we are treating the topic was genital ulcers, and beautifully you have told about the STI and everything, but and treatment part also, but also because in practice we also get patients which have these ulcers and which are not sexually transmitted.
Yes.
So, and one of them is herpes itself. I mean, it can be auto-inoculation, and therefore we should also look at other things also, like oral ulcers and other, like Behçet's disease, or sometimes malignancies also can present. Because after and then the approach should be that if it very well painful hai to aap ye hoga, painless hai to ye hoga. And similarly, if there is intense pain, there it is most probably apoptosis of the skin, and that presents in the ulcers. So, and that is the second most commonest after the herpes. So therefore, we should अपने mind में और भी जरूर रखना चाहिए. And I think because it is very distressful for the patient, so we should also tell कि मतलब क्या कर सकते, उसी टाइम patient इतना रोता हुआ आता है, तो उसको जैसे ना avoidance of douches and avoidance of pads and all underwears, all that, I think that should be counseled. And when she passes bath में she passes urine, so that there is less pain, and then sprays are to be given. All this cold compress, I think that also, because सबसे ज़्यादा मैंने देखा है जो उसको painful जो condition होती है ulcers में, सबसे ज़्यादा patient is distressed. Beautiful presentation, very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Dr. Kishore Rajorkar. And
I just want to make one comment about it. That as far as the gynecologists in 2021 are concerned, the great message is that 80 to 90% will be herpetic.
Yes, absolutely.
Little 1 or 2% will be syphilitic ulcer, and everything is less than 1%. So एक तो आपको ये याद रखना है, और डॉक्टर ज्योति ने बहुत बढ़िया ब्यूटीफुली अपना प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया कि सिंगल अल्सर्स और पेनफुल और पेनलेस, ये चीजें आपको याद करनी है. You will come to the diagnosis immediately and you will be able to treat. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. In fact, Dr. Jyoti Agarwal की जो share की हैं pictures, those were really great and very self-informing. Dr. Ruby, you wanted to say and give your expert comments. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, as I am HIV specialist, so there is a lot of things related to the HIV. And I must say that this is syndromic approach even has been started after the HIV came. And when the HIV came first to the in the key population, that is the commercial sex workers, and there they have been found why the HIV rate of transmission is high. That is because of all these STIs, and which beautifully covered by Dr. Jyoti. So because of these ulcers, and she has made a point very well, when there is a ulcer, the transmission of HIV easily can be because of the sexual intercourse, it can go inside, and that's where this syndromic approach came, that Suraksha Clinic has came into the picture, and that has been led by the National AIDS Control Organization only. So it is a whole program of, and that's why the need of the syndromic approach came into the picture. Basically because so everyone can treat, so at least to reduce the transmission of HIV. So that was the main. And second comment I wanted, Dr. Jyoti said that the syphilis, definitely we don't see much nowadays. But I must say, as a HIV physician, we are seeing syphilis nowadays. Syphilis, rate of the syphilis is increasing. And as a gynecologist, you should remember, you might not have seen the syphilis much. But this is the time basically because the simple reason is the younger population, especially in the adolescents and the younger population, due to their sexual behavior. Now the cases of syphilis are coming like they are much more than before. Again arising the syphilis cases. And the another part is because this population, the young population, is having the bisexual behavior. So that's the another reason the syphilis is coming into the picture. And third part is they are not using the condom, and the condom education is not given, so no proper use of the condom. That is another thing. Fourth thing, which is basically because in HIV there is a treatment of the PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis. So especially the man having sex with man, gay population and the key population, they are not preferring condom as a prevention of the HIV, and they are using PrEP. So that is another reason when these STIs are increasing, and in that the syphilis. So that's the only thing I wanted to comment on this. And beautiful presentation, Dr. Jyoti. It's a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
I just want to tell one thing. I was asking Dr. Jyoti, you are showing the all ulcers on the men folk and the ladies gynecologists don't see that. She said, but I find either they're oral ulcers or this thing. I just wish to tell you, oral, the vaginal sex has gone these days. The youngsters do oral sex, and that's why you find so many oral ulcers. So the world has changed, and you are still stuck up 30 years behind.
Yes, ma'am. Correctly said. Sexual behavior is changing a lot. So orogenital, anal sex, and even a different kind of a dummy sex, or lot of the e-sex which is calling. So there are a lot of the different mode of the sex are arising. That's why these STDs are shaping in a differently. They are showing in a different way. So mouth ulcers, oral ulcers, you can find anything, anywhere. Thank you.